I'd like to welcome y'all to the Board of Adjustments July 27, 2010 meeting of the Board of Adjustments. Call to order the meeting. My name is Brad Walker. I'm chairman. Mr. Jim Cecil, vice chairman, is not present. Ms. Kathy Desideer, not present. Mr. Tyler Glue,
Present.
Mr. Bill Lee,
Present.
Mr. Steve McGowan.
Present.
Okay. I'd like to open up the floor for a public comment period. This is if anybody in the audience has a comment on the board and how it's doing. We'll give you a chance if you're here to speak on an agenda item. You will have your chance to speak on the agenda item. If you got something just generic to say about the board, just come on up to the front. Nobody's rushing up, so we're going to go ahead and close public comment period. Lance, do we have an announcement about something being canceled on the agenda tonight?
Yes, item C, zoning review ID 2090.10, Lot 20, Sandy Ridge subdivision for Randy McAllen. That has been pulled from the agenda.
Okay, so if you're here for zoning review ID 2090.10 on Sandy Ridge subdivision, that's not going to be heard tonight. So, okay. Can I get a motion for acceptance of the minutes?
So moved.
With corrections.
Yeah, with correction.
All right. Motion by Mr. Tyler Glue, second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion for the written decisions.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Steve McGowan. I hear a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Tyler Glue. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. All right, we're going to start with our first zoning review ID 2088.10, Bo Van Nugent, located on the north side of LA Highway 621, approximately 350 feet of L. Landry Road. Is anybody here to represent that variance tonight? All right. Can I take a motion to maybe move it to the end, see if they're going to come in later?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to move.
I'll
Postpone.
second it.
Motion by Mr. Stephen Brown to move it to the end of the agenda tonight. Second by Mr. Tyler Glue. All those in favor?
Aye.
Want some water?
All right, next one is zoning review ID 2089.10, Lot 2-A, for Ivan Hogan, located on the west side of Casey Babin Road, approximately 400 feet north of Bayou Northeast Road. Is anybody here tonight to speak on that? If you come sign in and just tell us what you're trying to do. Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell us what y'all trying to do?
We're requesting permission to place a mobile home on the property of our mother-in-law, his mother-in-law, his mother, my mother-in-law, Iva Hogan. And the reason for this request is that the owner is a widow and she's 82 years old. Her health is deteriorating. Her mind's starting to go a little bit. She's a cancer survivor. And by living on the property, we can assist and care for her needs. We do understand that this is not permanent. It's only until her death.
Okay. Have questions from the board?
On the plot plan that's provided, we don't really see a layout of where the house is and where the trailer is going to be positioned. Can y'all give us some insight on that?
Do you have a copy of the plot plan?
Yeah.
It's lot 2A.
The house is approximately right here where it says Thomas Hogan. The trailer would be behind it. It would be actually 25 foot, I think you have to be, what, 20 foot off?
25 foot for back?
Yeah.
From rear setback.
So y'all would do like a driveway along the side, right?
No, we would use her existing driveway.
Okay.
And we just put it right behind her house. It'd be about probably 25 foot from her house, but 25 foot off of the back property line, and 5 foot off this
Okay.
property line here.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions?
Can you explain to us a little bit about y'all's plan for utility services, electrical, effluent water, sewers, sewage?
We would use her.
Well.
Well, and then we'd have to, of course, I believe you have to get a MODAD for a new.
I mean, she has a good running septic tank and everything. It's a 500-gallon metal, because I checked into that. And, but with a trailer, I think it's got to be a separate thing with the electricity or something, we were told.
Yeah.
I
So,
think so.
yeah. So I think we got to do the MODAD thing. I'm still making phone calls and checking into everything.
I don't have any more.
Okay.
No,
Anybody else?
That's good. Nope.
Okay, I'd like to, y'all can have a seat.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to open it up for public comment period. If anybody in the audience wants to say anything for or against this item, please come forward. Closing public comment period. Do I hear a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the variance as written with the stipulation that once the secondary residence is no longer needed, that the trailer should be moved.
I'll second that, yeah.
Okay. A motion by Mr. Tyler Glue, with the stipulation that the trailer would have to be removed after the current resident is no longer living there. Seconded by Mr. Billy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right. Next zoning review ID is 2091.10, Lot 55-A in Prairie Oak subdivision for Robert Reed, located on the south side of Overland Trail Drive, approximately 1,200 feet east of LA 73. Anybody here to speak on behalf of that? Yes. Okay, just come sign in right there and just tell us what you're trying to do with the subdivision.
Believe we'd already provided y'all a plot plan. I don't know how updated it is. I have a new one here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add on some storage to my house. And it looks like it might exceed into the servitude, and I want to get a variance on that.
All right, do you have questions from the board?
Hang on a second.
Does the existing fence in the back exceed, is it impinge on the 20-foot rear building line? The way I'm reading this, I'm not sure I'm reading it right. I see
Let me
it.
see if this is any better. I'm not sure whether this is a more current.
I'm seeing a dotted line here. That was the fence?
That's, the property line is 9 inches off the fence.
Okay. Wow, okay.
There's a pin back there.
Thanks. The fence is right here. Okay. Thank you.
What type of building is this, the new addition?
It's gonna be a storage room. No electric, well, it's gonna have electric, but no sewer, plumbing, or anything. Just carport. Not carport, closed building.
Okay. Is it gonna be like stucco, brick,
It will be
Siding?
brick veneer, just like the match the house.
mesh house?
Yes.
The application always requests a listing of the hardship. Would be the hardship that either requires the variance or the hardship if we don't grant the
I'm just trying
variance.
to create more storage. I have very little storage. As you can see here, the existing storage room is only 8 foot wide by 19 feet long. And it's very little bit of storage room. I just remarried, and between me and my current wife, we just don't have room to put our stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
You haven't entertained the idea of maybe redesigning this storage room or relocating it to a different area of the property to where you wouldn't be into the 20-foot rear setback, have you?
Well, appearance wise, that's why I wanted to put it just like this, just to add it to the house. I think if I do anything else, it's gonna look like it's built on, and I don't wanna do that.
Okay. Move it over the end of the existing driveway.
So where you have on your map, existing carport, there's a roof that connects to the residence over the
Correct.
existing carport?
Correct. And
And
that
then
would
it-
just go straight back.
Okay, and the existing storage is under that same roof. It's almost like a carport room, like closet type thing?
Right,
Wouldn't look too
And so then you'd be on the back of that.
right.
So the existing storage is 8 foot, and you're proposing to put another 16 foot on it.
Right.
Open public hearing?
Yeah.
Okay, if you have a seat, we're gonna open public hearing.
Right.
If anybody has anything to say about this zoning review ID, please come forward. If you have anything for or against this zoning review, come sign in.
What do you think?
Okay, closing public hearing. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to remove myself from this vote since I know Mr. Reed.
You have to abstain.
I'd like to abstain.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, because I haven't heard any unique circumstances or undue hardship to deny the variance.
Okay, do I hear a second? All
I'll second that.
right. We have a variance to approve as written by Mr. Tyler Glue and a second by Mr.
Whoa.
Billy.
Wait,
Whoa.
deny.
Oh, deny. Oh, never mind, hold on. Got a motion to deny by Mr. Tyler Glue and seconded by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor? Got one
Aye.
abstain.
All right.
The motion's been denied.
May I ask why?
Lance, you want to elaborate on that?
Basically, what you stated is that no hardship was stated of why this should be granted.
And there's no unique circumstances. We're allowed to grant variances. That should be in harmony with the general purpose, which is located and shall not be injurious to the neighborhood, otherwise detrimental to the public welfare. Granting of the variance will not permit any use which is not permitted in the district, and there must be showing of a unique circumstance or hardship.
Okay.
And the hardship seemed to be too much stuff, so it didn't quite meet the,
Okay, next zoning review ID, 2090.10, lot 2A2, Mark Diaz, property for Trompas Amade, located on the west side of Chester Diaz Road, 1,600 feet east of Cornerview Road, LA Highway 429. Anybody here to speak on behalf of that? Go ahead and tell us what you're trying to do.
Trying to put a 12 by 24 portable building behind a little game room I have now, just for more storage space. It's going to be less than 20 feet to the rear property line. It'll be about 12 feet. And just
okay.
Have questions from the board?
Trying to figure out these drawings here.
I assume you've tried to look at where else you could put this besides, where you wouldn't have to ask for a variance? I mean, it looks like
Yeah,
looks like
did.
you have quite a bit of land.
I've got a
So-
septic tank on the left side of the house. Didn't really want to put it, kind of facing the road out there. I kind of wanted it out the way of everything.
Okay, so is your, the left side, okay,
Well, from the road,
Yeah.
the left side.
okay.
Is your home butting up to the woods or
No, no, there's,
I'm with
you
Todd.
need me to show you, you got the whole property layout there?
Yes, sir.
Let me come show you.
I would think.
Got a lot going on.
This is mine here.
This is
Yes,
yours.
so now I have a house here. I thought I had something else to other
I
property.
do have a second drawing right before it. That's what's,
There's a second drawing. Lance,
Yeah.
just for clarification, this is 2A2, not A2A. Is that right?
It's 2A2, yes, sir. 2A2.
2A2,
It's the one in the front,
okay.
the one that states Becky Diaz Amadei.
The front page says A2A.
Okay, yes, sir.
you're closer to the highway. There's a house behind you. There's a house here, here. That's all county property.
This one here, right? So it backs up to Marlowe. It goes right in here.
So how's it laid out?
So it backs into this property. I think.
Okay, so
This is the road. I don't think that's the existing building. This is up here closer. This is the street. That's, here's the street.
okay.
Okay.
This line right here. This is this line right there.
Questions?
The issue is we're over the build line.
Yeah, it's gonna be 12 feet instead of 20 feet to the rear property.
I guess the hang-up, sir, is that we still, like we asked the last man, what the hardship is.
Same hardship. Got kids with bikes and four-wheelers and everything else, and it's just too much stuff. I don't want to look like Sanford and Son laying on everything out in the yard. Just need somewhere to put everything.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Is that
Is that it? You have a seat. We're going to open it up for public hearing. Anybody like to speak for or against this variance, please come forward. Public clearance now closed. Do I hear a motion? And tell me what your motion is this time.
We told you last time.
I didn't hear, you got to speak louder.
I'm going to move that the application be denied. It just doesn't seem to be enough of a hardship to me, to be consistent with our charter here.
Have a motion to deny by Mr. Bill Lee. Do I hear a second?
About to second that motion on the lack of hardship.
Have a motion by Mr. Bill Lee to deny the request as written, and a second by Mr. Steve McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, the motion's been denied. We're back to the first zoning review ID, 2088.10 for a bow van, either Nugent or Wynn, located on the north side of LA Highway 621, approximately 350 feet east of El Landry Road. Anybody here tonight about that variance? Are y'all here on behalf of this or speak for or against? Okay. Anybody else? We do have somebody here. If you want to hear it, you can hear it. Otherwise, we'd have to move it.
But,
The first one.
but if the applicant isn't here, then
It doesn't matter. You can rule on it either way.
we can still rule on it.
It's up to you, Chairman.
Yeah, that's,
PPL. I just don't like wasting people's time. If people did have the time to come here, I think it should be heard.
okay.
Let's hear it.
Okay, let's hear it. Sure.
Okay. We'll go ahead and hear 2088.10. Since there is no applicant here at this time, we're going to go ahead and open it directly up to public hearing. If anybody's got anything to say for or against this zoning review, please come up forward. Just sign on in.
Good evening. My name is Kenny Lambert, and I'm co-owner of the property adjacent to the structure in question. My partner and I have discussed it, and we are in favor of granting the variance for the parking issue. But there's a couple other items that I'd like to bring to your attention. One being the actual structure itself. It has become pretty much a public safety issue. We have been dealing with this structure now for about 6 years, and now the structure is in very, very poor condition. And as a public safety issue, we have an adjacent nursery that, or daycare center that has in excess of 100 children that attend that school each day. And the school bus stop for that facility is about 20 feet away from this building. As I said, the doors are now hanging by the hinges and the roof is collapsed to the ground. So I feel it is a public safety issue, and I would like to get some sort of time frame for a sunset on this project, whether it be to renovate it or demolish it. It makes us no difference. We would prefer to see a viable business, therefore we're not opposed to the parking variance, but I know this is not the proper venue for a time frame for you all to act, but as I said, we've been dealing with this for 6 years, and I think it's enough of a public safety issue now with the daycare center next door for this to be addressed in a timely fashion. So if we could kind of expedite this process a little bit, I really would appreciate it.
So the building's been abandoned for 6 years?
Yes, sir.
I certainly understand your concerns. Of course, this drawing that we have, it looks as though the building will be renovated.
That's the story I'm told, but I've been dealing with this for 6.5 years now.
But also the drawing, do you think the drawing's accurate? They got that much space in between that building and that street to do the parking like they want to do?
I didn't go out and measure it, but from looking at it from the plot plan, then yes, they do. They took out, if I'm not mistaken, they took the pumps and everything out.
Yes.
Yes, so.
Yeah. Because mine is, the entrance is, it's always been one open entrance, not two like they're suggesting two in there. And
Yeah, I would think that the state would have some jurisdiction on how many exits and entrances that he has on it, and based on that, on this drawing, that's what we would go with.
Now, there is issues with the side boundaries, where the east side of the building, they're showing an exit door. That door actually opens onto someone else's property. So they're right there. But all that's being discussed tonight is a variance for the parking, and we're not opposed to the parking variance.
is it supposed to be that close to the property line?
It's on the property line.
No, sir.
No, sir. The building's been existing for a long time. When it
Well, I
was
know, but at a
built,
certain time that not being used goes out
well,
of
at that point,
conforming.
when they come back, like Mr. Lambert stated, this is just dealing with the parking. When it gets to that point, then we'll deal with that.
Okay.
This doesn't actually show property lines or anything on it, so I'm not going to take it as that.
Okay.
Lance, I had a question on the just on the
Sure.
parking application.
Sure.
If we were to grant this, would that say that the lease space of 1,200 square feet or 1,200 square feet that's apparently at this point unused in the same building. So that space would have no parking assigned to it at all, is that right?
State that one more time, I'm sorry,
Well,
Mr. Bell.
they're asking for approval for 14 parking places based on the deli and the grocery space and the walk-in cooler, but that still leaves 1,200 square feet in the building to be leased.
There's a request for a 35% reduction in the parking spaces.
Right, but I'm
Yes.
wondering if the owner of this building could ever lease the space without any parking, the remaining space in the building.
That's up to him.
That's
there's-
correct. Yes, that's up to him. The requirement is one space per 200 square feet gross floor area.
And this, by our granting this variance, it would wipe out all the parking for the,
Well, no, it doesn't really wipe it out.
No.
It's
Well,
just they have to share. They have to
Yeah.
share what's out there.
Yeah, see,
You know what I'm
they're
saying?
showing,
Yeah, but
they're
it-
showing the proposed building as being 4284 square feet,
Which is the whole thing.
which is requiring.
The whole
spaces for
thing?
21, yeah, the whole thing, which is requiring 21 spots. They're requesting a variance of a reduction of 25%. That's what the, let's see, it's 25?
from 21 to 40.
Yeah, 25%.
21 to 14 is not, that's 33%. So.
Well, I think it's 25% of the
Just-
square footage.
Just,
No, the square footage that's asked for,
okay.
right here, 25% of that reduction. And then how many spots are required by that?
Okay.
Do y'all have any other questions for this gentleman? Thank you, sir.
Right.
Anybody else would like to speak? Just come sign in.
I've signed in already. My name is Lisa Tate. I own the property next door to this piece of property. I am the owner of Little Lads and Lassies, the daycare center that he's talked about. Because I've been there the length of time, over the years, how the property has gotten divided, there is no other property for this individual to have any more parking than that is there. I'm not sure exactly what y'all have, but that property has been ran as a grocery, a deli, and a meat market before, all in the same building. It's not like separate individual places. I am for this variance, just like Mr. Lambert said. This is an eyesore. I have been keeping up the grass there for the last 6 years just to keep it safe, and because we are several small businesses around there, that this property is very much an eyesore. The doors are electrical, automatic sliding doors like you have on grocery stores, and those doors have gotten off rack and they're just left open probably for the last 2 weeks. I normally, when that has happened before, I normally have called the police and asked if they could come and shut those doors. I have seen people. I work late sometimes, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and when I leave work, I have seen people in the parking lots. I'm not sure what they're doing. I've seen people trying to go inside the building. I would like to see the building being used. That area, you have to slow down when you get to that area anyway. We have DePlessis School, we have the little strip mall, we have the hardware store, Little Lads, and we have Landry Road. So anyone who travels that road knows that when you get to that area, you're going to have to slow down as far as traffic. I have seen it in operation all these years except for the last 6. And I don't see a problem with it. And I don't see where this person could find any other parking because of the division of the property over the years. So I am for something being done there. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the audience? And close public hearing?
So,
Discussion, motion?
I'd like to make a motion. I can certainly sympathize with y'all's concern with the building, and I too would like to make sure that when they do open it back up, that it's done right and it's renovated and made safe. I do live in the area also, so I'm familiar with the area you're talking about. But tonight, all we have here is the variance on the parking spaces alone. It doesn't seem to be any objection to that, so I'd like to make a motion to accept the variance as written.
Yeah, I'll second that. That's,
Okay, motion by Mr. Tyler Glue to accept as written. Second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. And that completes our agenda for the night.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Tyler Glue to adjourn. Second by Mr. Bill Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are now adjourned.